I'm here.
Yeah,
Hello.
Alex, what is compost?
I mean, it's made by the decomposed animal waste. I mean, sorry, plant wastes.
Right. So basically the decomposition of dead plants and animals would come under compost. Right. So we all
Uh-huh.
know that how nowadays, even at our homes, how we use compost. We use a lot of vermicompost. Right. Vermicompost. What is vermicompost, Ronak?
Ma'am, vermicompost is a type of compost which includes the decaying of dead plants and animal waste by earthworms.
So these dead and decayed animal waste, when they are thrown or spilled in the soil, certain earthworms are allowed to feed on that, and they treat it, when they continuously, earthworms, you must have seen, they continuously keep on feeding, right? And whatever, comes out as the excreta, that is highly, rich. It's very highly rich in minerals. So that is known as vermicompost. Compost which is being fed to the earthworms is vermicompost. Right? So basically manures are of three types: green manure, animal manure and compost. Correct? Yes.
Ma'am, but animal manure and compost are the same then because they both contain animal waste.
No, this is dead and decayed. This is not waste actually. This will not be waste. This is dead and decayed animals and plants. This is only animal waste. This will not be waste here. This
Yes,
is just dead and decayed plants and animals. That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Kavya, can you please tell me, can you just give a short brief about manures quickly? What the three things that we have learned?
Manures are basically things that add fertility to the soil and give it more minerals so that the soil becomes more fertile for the plant to grow better and get more nutrients.
Correct. So what are the three types of manures?
The three types are green manures, animal manures, and compost. The green manures are gotten from leaves. Leaves, if they're derived from leaves and legumes and different kinds of leaves. Animal manure consists of animal waste, for example, cow dung, and compost is obtained from when the breakdown of dead plants and dead animals and the decomposition.
Correct. Very good. So as Ronak also said, no, there are certain times, actually most of the times in green manures, what happens is that these ray grasses, fenugreek, right, and legumes, these are actually grown in that land. Right? As I said, no, it would take, whichever plants take 30 to 40 days of time to grow, they would allow those kind of plants to grow. Right? Many a times what happens is that if it is ray grasses, they don't even bother to harvest. They just plow it directly. The farmers will just plow it directly, as in the grass will go down, the soil will come up, they just plow it. At times, if it's like legumes and fenugreek, then they will harvest. Right. So this is also green manure, which is being also used, but then again, as I said, constraint of time, and then they also have to be taken care of. So it is less frequently used. Okay. From manures, we go to the advantages of using manure. Okay. Arjun, are you there? Can you use your microphone? Yes, Ronak, you have a question, or you've already asked. Varnika, can you please read out the advantages of using manure?
Yeah. Manure provides humus to the soil, which improves physical and chemical properties of soil. It restores the soil texture. It
Correct.
improves water holding capacity of the soil.
Good.
It makes soil porous and aerated.
Good, very good. Okay, when we say that it provides humus to the soil, what is humus? What is manure, fertilizer, humus? Isn't it all the same? What is humus?
Ma'am, may I?
Veda, will you not be able to answer? Sorry, Varnika?
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah, tell me, go ahead.
Sorry?
What is humus?
It's like the organic component of soil. It's formed by decomposition of leaves.
Very good. It forms by the decomposition of leaves or stem or twig, right?
Yeah.
So basically because of this humus, it improves the physical and chemical properties of soil. So when we say physical and chemical, now why do we need to stress on physical and chemical properties of soil? Now soil also has chemical properties. What is it? Capacity, texture, these are all physical properties. Chemical, yes?
Ma'am, are humus and compost the same?
See, compost also has animal waste in, animal dead and decayed animals to it. But humus is classically only of leaves and twigs. Humus will not have any animal decomposition into it, decompose into it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so basically when we say chemical, apart from minerals, you know, it's also about the pH of the soil. I don't know if you remember last time we had discussed the pH. You know, acidic, highly acidic soil will not be able to grow good crops. So it's not desirable. What is desirable is little, not much, but a little basic. Right, little basic or neutral would be the best, but neutral to basic is the desirable kind of soil which one requires to grow grow a good amount of crop. Right, now if we have to add manure, it restores the soil texture. See, you're not adding anything artificial to it. Right, if you're adding anything artificial, it will add to an artificial texture of the soil. Whatever you're adding, it's all made in nature. So nature has its own texture. So the soil will only regain back its natural texture. It will not have anything artificial in it. Right? It improves the water holding capacity. Just imagine, you know, if a soil did not have a water holding capacity, then because there are certain plants like paddy. I don't know how many of you have seen in case of paddy crops. For example, these are paddy crops. There is
in water.
Yes, they are, you know, kind of kept in water for quite a few months, quite a few days. So here the water holding capacity of the soil should be good. If the water holding capacity is bad, all the water will percolate down and go to the groundwater. Just imagine the plight of the farmer. He'll keep on watering from here and all the water will percolate down. That's not desirable. So the upper layer, top layer of the soil must be such so that it can hold the water for quite some time, quite some days. That's the water holding capacity of the soil, which actually has been done by manure. Because what we know manure always doesn't come in fine powder, right? It comes in, you know, many a times a little, you know, it's not always very fine powder. It comes in a certain times in mesh, it comes in certain times in rocks, particles. So this actually helps in holding on to the water if you see it at a microscopic level. Whereas chemical fertilizers would be like very fine powders artificially prepared. So, you know, the moment you put the fertilizers here and all and you spray water, it will just help percolate down. It will not hold the water. Right? It makes the soil porous and aerated. What is the meaning of porous? When we say porous, that means, you know, there would be little gap through which air and water can pass through. It will not be like just obstructing and acting as a barrier. Little of water will go through, obviously. Little water needs to go to the roots. Otherwise, how will the roots get, you know, absorb all the nutrients? Aeration, it provides a little bit of, you know, gap so that air can also go in. Correct? It replenishes soil with all the nutrients. So these are all the beauty of manure.